Hey students, Tom Murphy here, back with Coach Spector. We're getting ready to talk about these 5 bully buttons. But before we do that, we got to set up the way we have conversations with students, Coach. We actually are going to use what we call BRAVES circles.
BRAVE circles are all about courageous endurance. Courageous endurance with tough conversations. So we've designed a way that you can build some community, create an environment that is judgment-free, where people are listening to each other's perspectives. And we know that that's one of the best ways to build empathy.
We are here to activate empathy. And the most important thing when it comes to activating empathy is listening. And when we do circles, we always do it with a talking piece. I like to use the perspective stick, which means if you got it in your hand, you're the only one that can talk. We have to listen to each other. And my number one rule with a circle is that when someone's talking, I always repeat with them the words they're saying in my head. And if you start doing that right now, students, and repeat every single word that I'm saying in your head as I say them, you will find that you won't think about anything else. That's the secret to listening.
The BRAVES circle process is very simple, but there are some really important guidelines and procedures to follow. The teacher in the room is the facilitator, so they will have the guidelines in their possession. You know, not everyone has to share. There is the opportunity to pass. It's kind of a challenge by choice participation within the circle. So you do have that option. It's important for the facilitator to point that out. Also, these are some deep dives on some tough topics and pretty strong conversations. So it's really important to know that whatever is said in the circle stays in the circle.
All right, Coach, so when we get started, I have 2 of my favorite connection questions are, if you had a time machine, where would you go and why? Go around the circle, ask that. Really listen to what the other people are saying. And who's your favorite superhero and why? That's another great one that I think we can draw good parallels with because we all love superhero movies. But I love the way you start circles, Coach. You always start with some kind of an energizer, some kind of a team builder, because we know that motion and activity does some great things for the brain. So I would always recommend you start with some kind of energizer, some kind of activity in your circle. You can reference that guide for different activities, or a connection question is a great way to start. You can have our questions or you can use your own questions. So get started on that circle. Let's go.